Someone is going to watch this video, recognize exactly what I'm about to describe, and realize they already made this mistake, and they can't undo it. I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm saying it because I've talked to enough barndominium owners and enough builders who build them to know that the shape decision gets made in about 10 minutes on Pinterest, and then people spend the next 10 years living with what that decision actually costs them. Not just in money, in comfort, in energy bills, in resale headaches, and in one specific problem that barely anyone in this space talks about honestly. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what that problem is, which shapes trigger it, and more importantly, how to make the shape decision the right way before you break a single piece of ground. If you're still in the planning stage, this video might be the most valuable few minutes you spend before your build. Let's get into it. The mistake nobody admits. Here's the mistake. People choose a shape to impress. They choose it for the aerial photo, for the way it looks on a floor plan pinned to their wall, for the compliments it'll get at the family cookout. And I get it, these designs are genuinely stunning. A U-shaped barndominium with a courtyard pool, an S-shaped split that gives two families complete privacy, these are real architectural wins. But here's what nobody admits until after the build. Complex shapes don't just cost more to build, they cost more to own every single year, for as long as you live there. And the people who figure this out are usually standing in their beautiful, expensive, dream home-shaped barndominium, staring at an energy bill that makes no sense, or watching a builder give them a number to fix a drainage problem that was built into the footprint from day one. The shape didn't fail them. Nobody told them what came with the shape. That's the mistake that nobody admits, because the person selling you the floor plan isn't the one paying your utility bills. Why shape and cost are permanently connected. Let me start with the build cost truth, because this one surprises people the most. In 2026, a finished turnkey barndominium runs between $100 and $200 per square foot, depending on your finish level and where you're building. A simple rectangle, your standard 40 by 60 or 50 by 100 footprint, sits toward the lower half of that range, not because it's a lesser home, because it's the most structurally efficient shape you can build. Every time your footprint adds a corner, a wing, a roof intersection, your cost per square foot climbs. Builder data confirms this clearly. Each time a design moves away from a clean rectangle, labor coordination increases, and that directly impacts what you pay. More corners mean more foundation formwork, more exterior steel connections, more custom roof framing at the junctions, and more labor hours on a job that suddenly can't run in straight lines. The premium can easily add $5,000 to $15,000 or more in structure-level costs alone on a complex shape versus a rectangle of the same square footage. And that's before you touch a single interior wall. That's the build cost. Now here's where it gets more interesting, and where the mistake that nobody admits actually lives. The hidden cost that follows you home. HVAC, that's the word. I know that's not as exciting as talking about courtyard designs, but HVAC is where the shape mistake becomes a 20-year financial decision, and almost nobody frames it that way at the planning stage. Here's the core problem. HVAC systems in barndominiums already run 20 to 30% more expensive than in traditional stick-built homes. That's because of the high ceilings, the metal construction, the large open volumes, and the thermal behavior of steel, which conducts heat and cold aggressively and cycles temperature fast. Now add a complex shape on top of that. An L shape has two wings with different solar exposures. The wing running east-west absorbs heat differently than the wing running north-south. A single HVAC system sized for total square footage doesn't distribute efficiently across both wings. You get one zone that's too hot, one that's too cold, and a system working harder than it should, which means higher bills and shorter equipment life. A U-shape or enclosed courtyard amplifies this even further. 3 conditioned wings, 3 different thermal loads. In a hot, humid climate, that enclosed interior can trap radiated heat and create what engineers call a thermal bowl effect, a semi-enclosed air mass that works against your cooling system, not with it. In humid climates, like the Gulf Coast or Southeast, that same enclosure restricts airflow and creates conditions where moisture accumulates in the interior zone. Zoned HVAC systems, essentially required for U and complex shapes, add cost at installation and complexity at maintenance. We're talking a system designed around your footprint, not a standard residential unit off a truck. This is the cost nobody puts in the floor plan brochure. The energy bills, the service calls, the system that was under-engineered for the shape it was asked to condition. The drainage problem that builds quietly. The second hidden cost is drainage, and this one is sneaky because it doesn't show up on day one. Every complex barndominium shape has at least one interior corner, the concave angle where 2 wings meet. That corner is a natural collection point for water. Roof drainage from both wings converges there. Ground runoff from surrounding grade moves toward it. If the site grading isn't engineered with that corner in mind, and on many builds it isn't, you end up with a moisture concentration point at the most structurally sensitive junction of your building. Not immediately, over time. After the first hard rainy season, after the 3rd year of minor grade settling. A U-shape is even more exposed, 3 roof planes draining towards a single interior zone. Without engineered guttering, intentional grade slope away from the structure, and in many cases a dedicated French drain system, that interior courtyard becomes a water management problem that costs real money to retrofit after the fact. The fix, when it's designed in from the start, manageable. When it's discovered 2 years after move-in, expensive, disruptive, and entirely avoidable. Here's the part that frustrates me. This is not a complex engineering problem. It's a site planning conversation that should happen at the design table before the footprint is finalized. But because drainage isn't visual and doesn't show up on the render, it gets skipped, and the homeowner pays for it later. The resale truth nobody posts about. This is the one that's almost never talked about, so I want to be direct. Barndominiums already carry appraisal complexity that traditional stick-built homes don't. Appraisers often use the cost approach, what it would cost to build the structure new, because comparable sales in many rural markets are hard to find. That process is already less predictable than a standard residential comp appraisal. Now add an unusual or highly complex shape to that equation. A rectangular or L-shaped barndominium that fits recognizable residential patterns has a broader buyer pool. A highly customized S-shape, a full enclosed courtyard design, or a footprint that reads as architectural statement rather than family home, that narrows your buyer pool significantly. And a narrow buyer pool in a non-standard property category is a resale risk that doesn't show up until the day you actually need to sell. This doesn't mean you shouldn't build a complex shape. It means you should build it knowing what it is, a lifestyle investment with specific resale trade-offs that are worth understanding before you commit. The shapes that consistently hold the broadest buyer appeal are the ones that read as functional family homes, L-shapes, H-shapes, T-shapes, and well-executed rectangles. The shapes with the narrowest buyer pools are the architectural statement builds that are spectacular to live in but hard to price for someone who wasn't you. How to actually make the shape decision. All right, here's what I want you to walk away with. The shape mistake isn't choosing a complex footprint. The mistake is choosing it without understanding the full system cost, build, HVAC, drainage, and resale that comes with it. Once you understand those costs, the decision becomes honest, and an honest decision, whatever shape it leads you to, is the right one. So here's the framework I'd use. Question 1. What does my site demand? Your land has drainage patterns, prevailing wind direction, and a slope that exists before your floor plan does. A shape that fights your site's natural drainage will cost you. A shape that works with it won't. Have this conversation with your builder before you pick a footprint. If they don't bring it up, you bring it up. Question 2. What does my climate require? In hot and humid climates, Texas, the Gulf Coast, the Southeast, complex enclosed shapes need active thermal management and engineered HVAC zoning. That's a real budget line item. In more temperate climates, the penalty is smaller. Know your climate's actual impact on your shape choice. Question 3. What is my honest budget including operating costs? The build cost is one number. The energy cost, the maintenance cost, the HVAC service cost, those are a different number that runs for decades. Get an HVAC estimate that's specific to your shape before you finalize the design, not after. Question 4. What is my actual resale horizon? If this is your forever home, the resale pool matters less. If there's any chance you'll sell in 10 to 15 years, build a shape that has market legibility, something a buyer and an appraiser can understand without a presentation. Run your dream shape through those 4 questions. If it clears all 4, build it with confidence. If it doesn't, you haven't lost the design. You've just found the real conversation your builder needs to have with you before construction starts. The people who regret their Barndominium shape decision didn't make bad choices. They made uninformed ones. And the information gap isn't their fault. It's just not what gets talked about in the spaces where these decisions actually get made.
That's what this channel is for. If you're in the planning stage and you've got a specific shape you're weighing, drop it in the comments. Tell me your climate, your site situation, your budget range, and I'll tell you what the real conversation around that shape looks like. No pitch, just the actual information. If this helped you think about your build differently, that's the only reason I made it. Subscribe if you want more of this. I'll see you in the next one.